not. It is not 1, 2, 3.
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
Is it 3, 2, 1?
All right, keep your secrets to yourself, then, elves.
No, you missed the reference. Let's see here. Turn this up. Down. Fan on. All right.
And I'm making a late dinner.
All right, I think I'm pretty much ready.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what it is.
I cast Animate Dead on the DM.
Fails.
It's super effective.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Or wait. It's 10. Alright. What am I doing? That's right.
So we say every week.
Okay. Oh shit, hang on. Damn it. That's what I was doing. 4. 3. Okay. All right. So we have Clank as scribe today. Unless he's passing it off to someone. We have Elric as quartermaster.
Yeah, sure.
And
yeah.
it looks like Ophelia as the previous scribe.
No. Okay, I got
Did you take it over?
I got it. I stole it. Little thief.
Wait, weren't you the previous scribe last week? Did you take it 2 weeks?
Oh yeah.
I gave it up to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Sure. Go ahead and give us a recap, Elric.
As far as quartermaster, I mean, I know you like doing it, Matt. And you want to do it for me?
Well,
Sure.
you probably want to go at least 4 to get the story point. If you give it up now, then you wouldn't get the story point.
Well, that's me. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not a fan of doing the.
All right. So I'll reset to Clank at 1.
There we go. Okay.
Sure.
All right, and I'll go ahead and give a journal entry. All right. Session 56. We pick up from last session in the midst of battle, finishing the metal constructs and pushing forward into the library of Blackwater's estate. We move forward with weapons drawn and run directly into golems. These golems are far more ghastly, being made of bone, able to hit us with a ranged attack, which makes it hard to move up on them. As we do manage to move up, more of the metal constructs come out of the wall, making our job a little harder. After vigorous engagement, we come out victorious and decide whether we move to east or the north passage. Both paths look promising, but we decide to go east as we heard some slight whispers and noises coming from that room. We burst through the door with the help of a battering ram and are about to push in when we see Father Gregory and a large amount of forces, which include a mage and later we found out also include a master thief. Father Gregory tries to get us to surrender, but we refuse. Ophelia tries to get Father Gregory to see reason, but he also refuses to look deeper in what surely he knows to be suspect. We commence battle with Father Gregory's forces, and Ophelia rushes in, which may have been a bad idea in hindsight, as she's immediately peppered with attacks. More of the Trinity rushes forward, taking a lot of damage in the process. The Trinity is slowly falling one by one in combat as we're overwhelmed by Father Gregory's forces. Eventually, it's just down to Elric, Alwyn, and a very wounded Ophelia. I believe that's correct. I think. Elric uses a vampiric bite of sorts against Father Gregory, taking much of his life force and eventually wounding him. However, things look grim. For the Trinity, Alwyn is tearing our foes apart with his ruthless arrows that never seem to miss their marked targets. However, Alwyn, seeing the writing on the walls, he decided to surrender to Father Gregory mid-battle. Elric, seeing this as a possible grim outcome for himself, decides to take one more bite out of Father Gregory, then run away for now to recover from his wounds and possibly also retrieve what would be left of the Trinity at a later date. As Elric turns down the southern passage of the library about to try to flee, Elric runs into a wall of muscle and is greeted by a smiling Neil, who then walks past Elric to taunt Father Gregory into surrendering. The battle is currently at a standstill, as Elric is conflicted whether to flee or to bite Alwyn for stabbing him with the tip of an arrow. As Elric ran by trying to escape with his life from the priest and his forces.
Right. So it is. It is the 44th of fall at 8:45 p.m. I believe we're all here. So there's no NPCs right now. Anything else we need to do before we start up?
Don't think so.
I want to kill more people.
Uh-huh.
You would.
There you
You
go.
would, Ophelia.
I want to kill more people.
Okay.
It's just a running meme at this point. I can't like not say it now.
It's your line. You gotta do your line, yeah.
I want to kill more people.
There you go.
I just lost the map. Hang on.
Good.
Oh,
Have
I
you
forgot.
contacted Dora the Explorer?
My country, you're not.
Thank you,
thinks-
Mikey.
He thinks he's punny, but his jokes are just falling flat.
Alright, so... Yeah, so Neil had come forward, demanded Father Gregory's surrender. Gregory has not agreed yet. In fact, at this point, he is going to take out a potion and try to quaff it, unless anyone's going to try to attack him or something.
What, he's trying to quaff a potion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to let him quaff it.
Don't do it.
Well, if you want to attack him, we do initiative. If you want to go hostile, but if you're not, he's gonna drink the potion.
What if I yell at him to stop before he does it?
Right?
He probably would still, like, he's gonna drink it still.
Okay, well then,
The only reason you would need a potion at this time is if you intend to further fight us. Is that your intent, Father Gregory?
or escape.
Alright, you say that, but he is still drinking it. So if no one attacked, he is going to drink.
Yeah, I thought about it.
I don't even see him. Where the hell is
You know what? Actually,
So he
yeah.
would gain 43.
I'm going to. Oh,
You're gonna knock it out of his hand.
never mind.
he? Fuck that.
I was gonna command him not to drink it.
Alright.
Ooh.
All right, said is done.
So he drinks his potion looking a lot healthier. And he would say, all of you can leave this place, but I'm not surrendering. You will go no further into Blackwater's home.
Sounds like he's ready to die.
Are you up? Who's all up?
I think
Kids?
everyone's up right now.
Okay.
Though some of you are feeling better than others.
Oh, all right. I say to Neil, are we doing this? As I look at him.
He says, I just came to see what was going on. If you guys think we got this, we can make this happen.
I say, Father Gregory, please, you are more than welcome to join us while we do this excursion so you can see that nothing's going to be done. But I'm afraid that we must come for the evil that has been nested here and rooted out.
So Neil would stop for a second and whisper under his breath to the people around him. He says, "It sounds like Blackwater's dead and we have the ring. We can fall back."
Would the whole party hear that?
No, just you and Gorthar. Says it seems our upstairs attack was successful.
I guess I would go forward and.
So at this point, the snow would disappear.
Okay, is Eldwin up?
Barely.
Eldwin is very hurt, kind of standing there, just barely keeping it together. And at this point, he is going to lay hands on one of his guys, unless you want to go hostile.
I do.
Friends,
Go ahead.
Alright. Or yeah, go ahead. What are you
friends,
doing?
I have word that what we needed to do has been done.
Father Gregory says, "What do you mean?"
You are not my friend at this time, Father Gregory. I'm talking to my friends. If we would like to leave this place at this time, it won't be the worst thing. What needed to happen has been done.
I was going to be more delicate about that. Oh.
I still think there's information we need to find, friends, to support our case here.
Alright, so you're not going to go hostile on him for healing?
Let's put him in shackles.
Yeah, right.
Give up, Father Gregory.
Alright, looks like he is about to lay hands on one of his people.
Ophelia, back up over here.
I command him to just say, I say,
Alright, give
Father
me
Duval,
initiative
please
rolls.
just listen.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Initiative.
All of us, or just?
Yeah, all of
Ophelia?
you. That starts
Okay.
hostilities. We'll now see what order things play out in.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Well, I mean, it might start hostilities. I just need to know when you guys are doing what, because he's laying hands for this round. Unless something changes, he might change what he's doing. So... Is that everyone?
There you go.
Alright, everyone on there. So we'll start with Riala. So you are the first to act. You're not feeling great, but you are conscious. You still hear movement near you, which makes you think that the guy is right here. The guy who just stabbed you before. But he is invisible. So far, no one's hostile, but you would see it looks like Father Gregory is about to lay hands on one of the dying guys to, like, heal him, basically.
It's tough, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've pretty much used everything trying to keep Ophelia alive. I don't think I have options. I don't. Hmm. Yeah, even if I knew for sure what I want to do here, I don't think I have any option to do it. I'm gonna crawl this way. Am I down? Am I like
It
prone
says you're
or?
standing, so I don't think you're prone. Ophelia should be prone.
No, I got up.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
she used half her movement.
So,
I definitely was, but I got up like
unless you forgot to mark yourself as going prone, I don't remember when you went down.
when I was dying.
I'm going to use my free Misty Step.
All right, so you do a quick chant poofing to where?
Um, sneaky. Let's go. Can't get nearly as far as I'd hoped. I guess there.
All right. So the mist encompasses you, and you suddenly reappear in the library, taking them kind of by surprise. Father
Then
Duval goes.
10, 15, 20. Is there a door here?
Yes, there's a closed door there.
25. Can I try the handle?
You try the handle, but that door is locked.
Okay.
That was your item interaction.
I would like to become a tiny spider and crawl up on the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So for your action, you wild shape. You're out of movement, but you can do that next turn, I
Well,
believe.
I think I get Oh wait, I actually the tiny spider is less than mine, isn't it? Okay, so then I am out of movement.
Yeah. All right. So Father Duval is going to lay some hands. Doing. What is he? 50 points of healing on this guy. So he looks much better as his wounds are mostly cured. No longer dying, but he is prone. And Father Duval will say, leave. I won't ask again. And that is it for him. The knight who is just healed is going to stand up, give Gregory a nod of appreciation, pick up his sword, and kind of turn towards Ophelia and say, give yourself up. And yeah, that's it for him. He has not attacked yet. Ophelia.
Oh, you son of a bitch. If I was gonna go before him, that'd be a different story. Oh, that's why initiative matters.
Yep.
I start walking and I just say past everybody and I just say, Father Duval, I pray that we are able to meet under Paler's guidance so that you may finally understand the truth. And during that time, I will forgive you. As I'm slowly making my way, just kind of like walking nonchalant out.
All right. So you're going to dash.
I get here, yeah, and then I'll use my movement speed and I say, Paler, bless you, Father.
The rogue
As I leave.
says, are you sure we should let her leave? And he says, you have my orders. We're not to attack. Unless they attack. And then he'll... Yeah, that's all he'll say. Elduin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna walk down. Kind of staggerly.
Did you go down? Are you at a level of exhaustion?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Yes.
Just
I
wanted to
do.
make sure.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you can see Elduin's had better days as he kind of stumbles southward.
And I think that's all I'm gonna do right now.
All right.
Oh, by the way, yeah, sorry, Lou. I'm gonna move back 30 feet. I am 2 levels of exhaustion.
Also, remember, going through people is difficult terrain,
Yeah.
so that also takes
Yeah,
away from your movement.
I'm
Yeah,
fucked up.
so you're at
Sorry.
half speed, kind of limping at this point. Gorthar. But so far, no hostilities. There's a lot of tension in the air.
Did we skip over me?
Did you not roll?
I did.
Oh,
I
that's
rolled a
weird.
16.14.
All right, Clank, what are
I
you
think
doing?
my time just ran out. I'll scoot over here and I'll hold a firebolt in case anybody does anything silly. And I will yell out to Ophelia. We should take them prisoner. We have the upper hand. And that'll
Bad.
be my
Do
my
we,
turn.
Clank? Do we really?
You see that man's pecs?
That's the upper chest, Clank, not the upper hand.
Neil says, yeah, just tell me who you need stunned.
The
But
wizard and the rogue. But I
says,
think I used all my talk up.
yeah, whispers, well, am I going in or?
Wait about 6 seconds, bud.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just ready in action.
All right. So you ready an attack, or
Yeah.
what are you readying? You said ready in action.
Firebolt.
Okay, and so you're just gonna shoot some. Who are you shooting?
Anybody who attacks anybody in our party first.
All right, Gorthar.
Okay. All right. I take movement here. Oh no. And I say to Gregory, I would say it has been pleasant, but it hasn't. I almost cracked a tooth on your armor. Although your life force was divine. And then Elric leaves.
Fun.
Ophelia yells out, "You can kill that
Divine
one."
cleric.
You can kill that one.
Right. Let's see, another 5 foot here, and then I do dash action through that. That's there, and I go another diagonal and get here. Okay.
Okay. So at this point, is the official thing that you guys are leaving, or what? What's the plan?
I don't know. Clank
Well-
sounds good. Oh,
Clank wants to fight.
go get it, Clank.
Because if
I'll to leave.
if you're gonna leave and no one's attacking, we can drop out of initiative again. He was just basically healing his guy, and it sounded like people wanted to try to stop him. So at that point, it would have just been initiative, but now it's back to like talking, I guess.
Friends, do we leave survivors to tell the town what we've done?
I say, what the hell is up with Clank? As I keep walking.
I can't fight anymore, Clank.
I think it is better that we all are able to walk away and perhaps come to amicable ends at another point in time.
Neil, any thoughts?
Neil says, I don't know. I think Cithril is somewhere nearby, so if we want to fight them, I think it would be tough, but I think we could do it. He says, whispering. Still, I mean, you guys are the ones that usually. I mean, you guys said you didn't want to kill them. Has that changed?
Not kill them, but take them prisoner.
He says, "Oh fuck that! We don't have time to put him in chains and get him out of here. We gotta go. We either kill him or I say we
Right.
get lost.
We get
Let's
lost,
head out,
Clank.
Clank.
Like we basically did the distraction for the time being, but the guards are gonna get here. The other mercenaries are gonna get here. Like we gotta go. Like, we have, like, maybe 10 minutes tops. So we either kill them and go, or we just go, he says. That would be my, yeah. I think trying to take prisoners, like, would be too difficult.
I'll follow the party.
Alright. So it sounds
But I
like...
definitely want to kill him.
Oh.
But it sounds like other people don't.
I do not want you to kill him, Clank.
I say to everyone as we're walking in, say, I must be rubbing off on Clank or something.
Alright, so
Shut
the group...
up, Elric.
The group is backing off. So go ahead and start making your way back down.
I'm gonna crawl behind this bookcase and hang out here for a bit.
Spider form, alright.
Willow is gonna go with the rest.
Alright.
Oh, you.
So you can just delete your tokens at this point if you're leaving with Neil.
Is Rhea staying?
You don't know what happened to Rhea. She kind of vanished.
Oh, okay.
Last you saw her, she was heading north. And then you're not sure where she went.
Yeah, I would like to crawl behind these bookcases and like up towards the ceiling a bit, and I just kind of want to listen for a little while, see what information I might be able to gather. I'm not expecting anything useful, but just see what they say.
Alright, so Father Duval says they must be pulling back for a reason. There might be some kind of counterattack. Close the doors and bar them. Get ready. Set up another trap rune near the two main entrances. And basically they start working to board themselves in here again. Or board themselves. He would say...
as we're running out, Father Duval, what is that circle on top of the room?
No, you left already. Get out of here.
Ah.
So he would say, Jason, you are the stealthiest. Go and see what news from upstairs. I have a bad feeling something's gone wrong. And he nods and kind of is going to head north. So, do you want to do anything or continue listening, Riala?
Yeah, I'll continue listening for a little. I've got time, and I don't have any other plans, so.
So yeah, they close the door, so it's a little bit harder to hear now. What's your passive perception? 17. You do think you hear some noise coming from the north door.
Oh.
Like someone
Am I
might be in
concealed behind the
there.
bookcase, or was that possible?
You are right now.
Oh, well, I mentioned that I was going to try to crawl behind. I just didn't actually know if there was space or if I had been successful.
For a spider, yeah, you could fit behind the bookcase.
Well, they could have been like built-in or carved into stone or something. I don't know. I was just checking.
No, they're just there. They're just up against the wall, but that would leave enough room for a bookcase. So what do you want to do?
I guess I'll keep listening. I've got some time. You don't. I mean, you can. We can jump to the other party. I don't need to like role play everything, but like.
All right.
I was just curious if I could. I don't know. Learn anything more. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Everything about this whole encounter has. Ria's unsure.
All right. So the rest of the group heads back into the tunnels. You would hear Neil say, it sounded like Cithril and some of her people found Blackwater, and they were able to get the ring off him, but he wouldn't give it up, so they had to kill him.
Good.
So we shouldn't have to worry about him anymore. I think we should make our way out of town as quickly as possible now, as we're probably wanted for murder.
How are they able to kill him that easily?
He says, what do you mean? He's some old noble guy.
Isn't he? Is he old?
Well, I'll say he's some noble guy. What do you mean? Of course, were you expecting him to be super strong?
Yes, I don't quite think he's dead.
Looks kind of puzzled.
I guess I'm not there. Never mind.
Says, well, whatever the case, it seems like we do have the ring. Sithril verified it. So whether he's dead or maybe escaped, I don't know. We got what we needed.
You see, there's an uneasy face on Elduin.
Same with Ophelia. She doesn't say anything though.
He says, now, what about the Iron Tide? What's our thoughts on them? Because they're going to be the next people we have to deal with to get peace.
Well,
they're willing to work with us.
I sent a letter to the Iron Tide. What? 2 days ago?
He says,
I
"Oh."
haven't heard anything.
Now, I don't think you told Sithril or Neil that you had befriended them, did you?
Oh, I don't. You guys didn't let me be there for that, did you?
We've told so many people so many different things. I'm not even sure anymore.
Right.
Ophelia
Things that
pipes
we
up
said
at this
we
point
weren't.
in time.
Yeah, things that we said we weren't going to tell. We told, and people we said we weren't working with, we worked with, and people we said we were allied with, we turned on.
So Sithril did help me send that letter. So I assume she does know.
Okay. Oh, okay. So then, yeah, maybe Neil just didn't know then. So he says, no one tells me anything.
We send it. We did sending or message or something to Orkart at least once, also.
Yeah, I've done that like twice, I think now. Yeah.
That's where my bird's been. I don't know if you'll notice, but my bird's gone. So.
All right. Well, you are making your way out. And let me do Riala first. I'm not so from over here you can't hear them saying much now. It seems like they're just kind of hiding and keeping an eye on things. So what do you want to do?
And did the commotion north like come closer or go away or start or stop or?
It wasn't a commotion. It was like someone walking around.
Okay.
You just heard footsteps, like maybe an uneasy pacing, maybe.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I hang out there for half an hour or so, and then I would hurry along the ceiling and try to leave.
All right. So at one point, you would hear, after about 20 minutes, the guy comes back, and he would say, "It looks like they got to Blackwater. He's dead." Father Duval says, "What? Damn it! I knew I should have stayed upstairs." He says, "Ophelia, what you brought upon us." He says, "They will pay for this." And he nods and he says, "Well, we'll do what we can, but I know I'm not getting paid anymore, so I'll stay as long as I was supposed to. Then I'm out." He sighs. He says, "Mercenaries. I understand, though." He says, "Listen, I think the church can probably pay for some more of your services, but for now, we defend. We wait till reinforcements arrive, then we make sure the house is secured and figure out next steps." And they all kind of nod and agree with that. And yeah, they you assume go back to their defensive positions. Riala, as I said, you hear movement from the north, but yeah, nothing comes through the door. Like it just sounds like someone is maybe pacing around up there, which might be a little strange. All right, so you're leaving?
Yeah, I stayed for 30, 40 minutes, and then I want enough time left on my wild shape to hurry along ceilings until I'm a good way away.
All right, so the town is in kind of an upheaval. The group kind of meets up in the tunnels back under the Northern Bloodhand base. Sithril is there. She says, "Well done, everyone. We were able to do what we needed to do, and they're still recovering from the strike. I'm glad I decided to not implement the attack on the town. This worked out a lot better." She says, Are you all right? I see one of your people is missing today. Missing again? Did the druid fall?
I don't know where she went.
Well,
This isn't the
Last
first
I
time.
saw her, she was okay.
that's troublesome. We need to make our way out of town as soon as possible. Once the town kind of recovers from what happened, they'll be looking for us, most likely with the help of Blackwater's mercenaries. And this attack wasn't without its losses. She says,
Is it true that Blackwater fell?
she nods. She says, I was actually the one that killed him. He left me no choice. He wouldn't give up, and he was using magic on myself and several of my people, two of which died. But I managed to strike the killing blow. A well-placed bow shot.
I
I
can
just-
respect that.
I just find it hard to believe that he's dead.
She says, why would you say that?
And I just look at the others, kind of looking around the room at them.
You're sure he had no breath? That he was finished after your shot?
She nods. She says, I checked him as I took the ring. He was not moving. Though, I've seen magic.
Breathing are different.
She says, well, I suppose he could have been faking. I'm no medical expert. And usually it's pretty easy to tell when someone has died, and he seemed dead, especially since my arrow struck him in the throat. So, I don't think we have to worry about him. Though, magic can often be used as for trickery, so I guess there's no way to know for sure. In any case, we have what we need, one way or the other.
Right. Well, I sure hope we don't have to run into him on our way to Issyk.
She says, the Iron Tide might be on their way. I'm hoping we will run into them, as if they get to the town and start attacking, that would be counterproductive.
Yes, they should be a day away if they answered my call.
She says, do you have a way of getting in touch with them?
I don't, and my owl hasn't returned yet.
Any of you?
I have a
I
raven.
do.
She
I have
looks
ascending.
She looks to Ophelia and says, all right, good. Just trying to bump into them on the way is looking for a needle in a haystack. There's quite a lot of land, and if they're not going by the road, their forces could be hidden in the woods. That'll
Where
make
would you
things
like
easier.
for us to meet, Cithro?
She says, well, if you are all ready, I wish to depart, heading north towards Orkard and his people, and from there we should head to Issyk, as we now have all the keys.
Very well.
I relay that. Is there like a good... I asked Clank for a map.
Okay. So what are you looking for on a
I
map?
will pass the map along.
I'm looking for a good spot to meet between where I would assume he is based on a day's travel and where we can meet, where we could approximately meet in the middle.
To meet with the Iron Tide.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean,
We'd like to send a message to the Iron Tide and then meet them somewhere at the halfway point is what he's getting at.
Yes.
so the easiest place, if they came a day towards towards Chaur, if you're going to Issyk, you probably want to meet them somewhere on the old road, like maybe here, or like near the Strange Crypt, depending on how close they are. Or just meet them at their hideout and then head north from there.
I will go ahead and say...
But you can plan to meet them wherever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna say meet between like the road and halfway between the road straight east and the hideout.
All right. Just kind of in the middle of the plains.
Yeah.
You will not find them if you ask them to do that, or you'll be
I will
very,
not.
unlucky or unlikely to just find. I mean, like just out in the middle of a plain. Yeah, that's
Oh, it's
probably.
gonna be like too difficult.
I mean, I guess if you have trackers, like looking for tracks, like you'll
Said we
probably.
could meet him at the hideout, though.
Okay, then I'll say to meet us on the road straight east from the
Yeah,
hideout.
you want to give him some, like, landmark that he can go to. And if you're traveling along the road, you're much more likely to bump into him than if you're just
Yeah,
like out in the middle of the plains.
I'll say meet us on the road. By kind of by the strange crypt, east of the hideout.
He would send back, are we no longer needed in Chaur? Did you get the piece? As you didn't give him any information, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was figuring I was gonna type it up, but yeah, I'll say. I guess I'll send another one and say, yeah. It has been acquired. We wish to meet and travel to Issyk.
He says, very well. I'll move my forces to the road and we'll see you in several days. All right.
So is that sending? Is that like in your mind? Like none of us hear that?
Yeah, that would be in
Yeah.
her mind.
But I do relate to the party about that.
Ah, so by that old ruin that Elduin wanted to investigate. You know, since we are heading that way, and I look at Elduin.
What?
Well, you know.
Shut
I
up,
wanted to
Elric,
open
let's
that
go.
ruin before we encountered Blackwater, not after.
Well, I'm just saying, you wanted to stop by there, big guy.
I did. Yes.
Has your plans changed?
Well, that depends how Ophelia and Riala think.
I am always down for striking down undead wherever we come across them, and perhaps it might offer you some solace to visit the place of your death. Is that the place, Lou?
No. This is where the secret door with the runes on it or whatever it was, in the back. In the prison.
No, that was in the Iron Tide hideout.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
shit.
what you're talking about, Elric, is 3 days away, and what
Oh,
we thought you were talking about is like much closer.
The Strange Crypt is where Alduin originally died.
Yeah,
oh,
that's what I thought you were talking about,
that-
because the hobgoblins, I would assume, since if they're a day away, they've already left the area you're talking about.
oh
The Iron
yes.
Tide, that was in the Iron Tide hideout. They had the two
Yeah,
caves that were
that's where
darkly
you got
illuminated.
the mace. That's what you're
Uh,
talking about, right? The door that was sealed.
yeah. Instead, I wouldn't say anything. I was talking about the wrong one. I'm sorry.
All right. So at this point, I'll say Riala, like during the preparations to come back, Riala would re-enter the underground Bloodhand base, and you would find the party there.
Okay.
Did you hear anything useful, Riala?
Are you gonna turn back into Riala?
Well, I mean, I imagine it's close to an hour at this point anyway. So.
Or I'll pick you up as the little spider or whatever, and you could go with until you come back. Just jump off,
right
before
on
you
your
change.
shoulder until I
Yeah,
change
wanna.
again.
All right.
No, I mean, I imagine it's getting close to an hour at this point if I stayed there for 40 minutes before following. 30
Okay.
to 40 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I would share what I heard. It was basically what we would have expected. They were closing up and preparing in case there was further assaults. They confirmed that Blackwater was killed, or at least the vessel that once was Blackwater, that may or may not have still been at the time of his death. They, of course,
Very well.
didn't say
Thank you
that.
for
That's
that
my
intel.
addition.
So at this
We are
point,
headed north.
yeah, Iara would meet you outside of town. She was able to free your people during the ensuing chaos.
Good.
Would that add any people to our camp?
Let's see who's in your camp right now.
what was it? 20 and 10 or 30 and 20?
So you have
20 and
Iara,
10.
Shock, Melody, and Alira. Alira seems a little bit iffy about leaving Chaur. Actually, she says, not really fond of the idea of heading to the ruins of Issyk with you all. I might just stay here and keep an eye on things.
Lyra, could you do me a favor?
Of course.
While you're here staying in town, I, wouldn't mind checking in with you often, via sending, but I would like you to keep an eye out and see if things are hopefully proceeding smoothly, and I'm worried about the benefit of the town, and I also have some concerns about Blackwater truly not being dead. If you could keep your ear to the ground and tell us of any ongoings of what is currently happening in the city, I will make sure you are still compensated since you're still on our payroll.
She says, well, you don't have to pay me. I'm not going to be near where you are, but maybe if you come back to Char at some point, I can do some work for you. Luckily, I don't think they know much about my connection to your group, as I was spreading good words about you, but I don't think anyone knows I actually followed or worked with you that closely.
Would I not be able to pay her to, like,
I mean, I
continue
guess you could give
gathering
her a
intel?
bunch of money now to do something, but you couldn't like send her money like over PayPal or
No,
anything.
I'm gonna. Are you
They
sure?
have a horrible UI anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
I am going to. Ooh, I don't have any gold. Does somebody have like 20 gold we can give her to have her continue gathering intel for us about Char and Blackwater?
She says I can keep an eye out. You don't have to worry about paying me. You guys paid me a good amount already.
Oh, thank you.
My concern, based on the evil we encountered below the ruined church, is not whether Blackwater lives, but
Are you saying
whether what
okay, are you saying this around Cithril or no?
No, Cithril and Neil are
what
not here right now. This is
Okay.
just you
Okay.
guys.
All
well
right.
you mentioned that you wanted her to keep
You're
a listen
basically
out for whether
yeah, you're
whether
basically with your
Blackwater
camp right
lives.
now. With your people in like one of the side rooms, like with all your tents. There's about 30 of you there, along with
Yeah.
Shock, Melody, and yeah, Lyra for the moment at least.
Yeah. I would just say, based on the evil that we encountered below the ruined church, I wonder if Blackwater still lived before the sun rose today. And if anything was killed today, I don't know that it was him.
Shouldn't have been that easy.
Shock says, well, Cithra was there. She seems to be a pretty competent killer, being
Well,
an
again,
assassin and
I,
a rogue, but you might be right.
I don't doubt that she could have killed the nobleman, Blackwater, at some point prior to his adventure into the ruined church. But based on what we saw below, I don't know that he ever came out of that church.
He nods and says, well, what do you propose? I assume we're going with the blood hand, right? He says, oh, and just in case it wasn't clear, Shock says, myself and Melody will gladly accompany you.
Appreciated,
Glad to
Shock
have you
and
back.
Melody.
They both
We're
give
always
you
glad
a
to have you.
nod of
Thank you very much.
appreciation. Says,
Where's
Thank you for
Iara?
hospitality.
Ira's there. She's just kind of silently leaning up against the wall. She just got, I think it was Melody out of prison. Yeah. So, yeah.
Um,
Alira is going to leave now, unless anyone's saying anything. She's, like, basically walking out.
Unless you, Alira.
Be safe.
Says, yes, I'll be safe. You guys, too. You're going to be quite wanted. You know, Blackwater's family is no pushover. They will probably send assassins after you.
You know, I'm more worried about Gregory ruining my name, saying I'm some sort of vampire.
Dude, you
bite
bit
That's
him.
the least of your worries.
Well,
I'm surprised you let them walk away.
me.
Surprised they let
I'm
you walk away.
I'm surprised you advocated for the slaughter of those that we agreed beforehand were misled and mere employees.
And they were lucky enough they didn't see you summon a demon.
Yeah.
Ah, you're all hilarious. And I walk away.
Actually, I was talking to Clank when I said I was surprised that he suddenly was so keen on leaving no witnesses.
Yeah, what do you got to say about that, Clank?
Blank.
Thought I want to trip
Uh,
Elric.
I mean, I advocated for capturing some of them, but
Nah,
it seems, yeah, I didn't want our name to be dragged through the mud as it
I
will
think
now.
that we were past that before the
But
assault
what would we
today. But
do, Clank, with the prisoners if we had taken some or all of them as prisoners? Would we not have our
Duval
names
was
still
the
dragged through
only
the
one
mud?
that I wanted to take as prisoner. The rest were expendable mercenaries, right, Ophelia?
Clank, no one is
I don't think
expendable.
I don't think that that's how Father Duval would have felt about it either. It would have simply worsened his cause against us if we had left him alive and killed the others in front of him.
Shock would kind of pat you on the shoulder, Clank, and say, "We're kind of past not having our names run through the mud. Our names have been in the mud for quite some time."
I agree that I
Yeah.
think that this group was past that before today's events.
I am.
Shock's like, "That's what I said."
I am.
Well, I actually said it before you, and then I reiterated it after you reiterated it.
Shock just
I
shrugs.
just look over to Shock and I'm like, Shock, you're so wise. Just ignoring Rhea.
Oh my
Just,
god.
just a scorner. He says, "Well,
Just goes right over my head. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that was Shock's idea. It definitely wasn't said by anybody else.
yeah." He says, "Well, I'm gonna go get some of my supplies ready if we're leaving, and talk to our people, let them know what the plan is. We'll keep the camp running, and we'll be following the group. But yeah, of course, be cautious. I'm not
So
sure. I need a location for the camp once we get to Issac, so try to find someplace safe."
are we still in town right now?
Yeah, you're basically in the tunnels. The Iron Tide are getting ready to leave.
Blood hand.
Yeah,
The
sorry, the
blood
Blood
hand.
Hand. You expect you're probably going to be leaving in the next 20, 30 minutes, just because you don't
Okay.
have the time to stay much longer without risking, without risking like them starting to search around and causing trouble.
I go. I say to everyone, I'm gonna go plan with Cithril and perhaps map out a route. Clink, can I borrow that? As I point to the map he has.
Uh, sure.
Thank you.
I didn't know you as a cartographer, but
I'm not.
absolutely.
I definitely, I can read a map, Clink. I'm not stupid.
Survival
He
check.
does, so.
I need a survival check just for RP.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you one. Let's see if he knows how to read a map. Yeah, he
But
knows.
yeah,
Okay,
we'll
fair enough.
totally give you the map.
Yeah.
He held it right side up and everything.
Yeah. All right, and then he walks away to go find Cithril.
All right. Yeah, Ira says, "Yeah, I'm staying. Obviously, you guys are paying, and yeah, I've been enjoying working with your group. You're an interesting lot." And yeah, Shock and Melody also will be staying with the group as they leave. So what do you all want to do? Anything before Cithril and the Blood Hand and the group head out?
Eldon would like to kind of walk off to a quiet place to contact Guyvok.
Okay.
And
So
make sure nobody's following him.
you kind of go to one of the side rooms in the tunnels. As you speak, a dark, shimmering force appears in front of you. A moment later, the outline takes on an actual form. He says, yes. What is it, Elduin?
It is of Malik. I have just learned that he was slain very easily in our raid.
I highly doubt that. More likely he used trickery to avoid capture, or maybe even as part of some other plan. I would not assume him dead. In fact, if he was killed, I probably would have sensed something, being that close.
I'm glad to be validated about that then, for my concerns.
He says,
Why
go ahead.
would he want the ring taken easily, though?
That I couldn't tell you. It seems more likely he would have fought to steal Cithral's piece. But we should take nothing for granted. Keep an eye on things and let me know what you find out.
Understood. And then I cut my connection.
He would say,
Hangs up.
before you go, click brr. No, he says, before you go, what was it? This is the dagger, the one that Orchard holds. I might be able to pull some power from it if you can convince him to lend it to you for some reason. It might be able to strengthen your sword.
I will do what I can then.
He says, excellent. And if you are able to figure out more about what happened to Malik, that might be an also avenue, or might also be an avenue to strengthen the power of your blade. So keep an eye out.
I will.
Alright, and yeah, then he would fade away.
Alright, and after that, I'll just rejoin the group.
Alright, is anyone else doing anything?
Yes, I'm trying to schmooze / convince Cithral to give me the ring, or let me hold on to it for now. Perhaps identify it.
She just laughs. She says, yeah, I just spent thousands of gold pieces, lost many, many of my men, and I'm just going to give you this? Why would I do that?
I just want to study it. What's so wrong with that? It's a magical item.
She
You want to
says,
know what it does?
we have specialists. I don't need you to study it, but I appreciate the offer. Give me a persuasion. Let's see what she thinks.
Give you what now?
A persuasion check.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can do that. Sure. 23.
She sighs and says, I know I'm going to regret asking, but what exactly do you think you could tell me about it that someone else couldn't?
Well, you never quite know. With these items, there's more power sometimes hidden in the recesses of the item. See, there's certain ways you can go about learning, or perhaps, well, obtaining the power within. He's fucking around. No idea.
Give me a deception.
Okay. Deception. I hope it's good. Do I have inspiration? No, I don't. 24.
She says, and you really think you can get information that my people can't?
Well, I believe I might be able to.
She considers for a moment. She says, I assume you wouldn't mind doing this with company.
Perhaps maybe Neil? I do like to do my magic alone. You understand?
Give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
11.
She says, I bet you do, but you're still not going to be doing this studying alone.
Well, that's fine then.
She says, Neil and probably a group of my people will be with you while you have the ring. And we're not doing it now. We're going to Isaac first. Because we don't have time to worry about this on the road, and I'm not going to risk losing it.
Well, I would never. It stands between me and a fortune.
She nods and says, and of course, any information you get will be shared with me.
Well, yes, but at that point, are you paying me for my services?
She says, we're working together. Remember the vault? That was the deal.
Then you should trust me more.
He says, you haven't paid me for any services, yet you and your group have used plenty of mine.
Kind of smiles and just, All right. So that's that for now. And then he's going to try to...
She says, we can speak more on the road. Just get ready to go. We have to move. Also, make sure your group is ready. It's going to be in about 15 minutes. I have a secret way of getting out of town through the tunnels.
I'll go check up on them then.
She nods and goes back to packing. Alright, anything else or anyone else doing anything? Alright, so that time will pass. At about 9:30, I'll say 10. At about 10 o'clock, Cithril leads the group and her people through the tunnels to a secret exit through the caves or through the tunnels underneath Chaur, and you would emerge on the edge of the town as she says, "All right, we're heading north. Everyone stay close." Yeah.
I asked Clank, I will go off and whisper him, I'll ask him to mark that as a location, just in case we need to get back into Chaur at any point.
On the map?
Somewhere.
Or what do you mean mark it? Yeah, cool. I'll note it.
All right.
Just want to make sure, we know about it.
All right, so you mark on the map, or on your map, a secret entrance into Chaur.
Are we walking? Are we riding anything? What are we doing? On a cart?
The Iron Tide mostly are walking. There were no horses down the tunnel, so it's just going to be a very long walk to get there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're just caged in shackles in the cart behind us is all. You don't have to walk.
Oh, wait, you guys have a cart?
No.
I was going to say.
No,
You said Iron Tide again.
The Iron Tide probably have some horses. But anything happening while you are traveling?
Can we make Elric be our cart and just carry everything?
Maybe. He is pretty strong.
Those gloves to use.
Alden will go up to Cithril and just try to.
This is
make
on the
small
road?
talk. Yeah.
Okay. So Cithril would be kind of around a bunch of her people talking to Neil. As you approach, she just kind of nods at you. What are you saying?
Request.
She says, "Oh, I don't hear you speak much. What's your request?"
Or more so a proposition, if that's the right word you folks use.
She kind of
Get to know.
She kind of looks at you for a moment as if, like, assessing you. She says, intriguing. Though I don't think you're quite my type. Oh, who am I kidding? Maybe a little bit. And she gives you a wink.
Eldon feels a little flustered like that, like, oh, no. Then he collects himself. And he says...
Neil just chuckles and shakes his head at Cithril. You always did like the big ones, didn't you? And he gives her a wink. She says, oh my god, shut up. So sorry, what are you saying?
Okay. So Elduin then collects himself and just says, "When we get the knife, perhaps I can hold on to it to safekeeping. I only say so because I do not trust Elric all that much."
She give me a persuasion check. She would say, "Well, I don't think I wasn't expecting Orkard to give up the knife. I'm assuming he's gonna demand to carry it, which would be fair. Without the knife, he doesn't have much of a bargaining position at the table. So I don't know if you'd need to talk to me or him about that. I hold two of the pieces, which gives me a lot of. Or wait, you guys don't have a piece, right? She has two of them. Yeah, she has the ring and the necklace. She says I hold two of the pieces, which gives me a good position of power. But yeah, he still has the knife, I assume.
Hmm,
So you might have to speak to him,
fair
at
enough.
least about that sort of proposition.
I understand then. At some point, we'll have to take him out.
Oh,
Besides,
she says, is that the plan? I thought we were working with him.
it's just in my belief that the Iron Tie shouldn't have. Maybe they shouldn't have their share of what we discover in the tomb when we unlock it.
Oh.
She says, interesting. I certainly wouldn't be
What?
against. Well, you not there. Shut up. I certainly wouldn't be against upping our shares, but the Iron Tide has more forces than we do. I assume. Were you able to weaken them when you or before you made it peace? Like, did you get to kill a large portion of their troops, or are they still at full capacity?
Um, Out of character, when we did kind of ambush their hideout, did we put a little dent into their forces or not really?
I think you just had a few skirmishes, but from my notes, I believe you mostly allied with them. Like, there wasn't too much fighting. You only killed a couple of their groups, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you, um, like I said, there was a little bit of fighting at the very beginning, but they mostly are at full force, which is kind of good and bad.
Okay. All right. So back in character. No, we only had a few skirmishes, but then Ophelia wanted to try to make peace with them.
She says, well, they have many more warriors, though we have more specialists. Still, in a straight up fight, I think they would decimate my forces and yours, unless we weaken them first. If you had a plan for that, not saying I'd agree to it, but I'd be curious and interested in hearing it.
Hmm. In that case, I'll have to think about my plan then.
Perhaps, she,
Us barbarians are not always that strategic, as he jokingly says.
oh no, you seem pretty politically minded for a barbarian. Would not have expected of you to bring this sort of plan before me. Have you spoken with your people about this at all?
No, only you.
Well, perhaps you should check with them, as they are also mercenaries and specialists and might have abilities that could help with the plan.
You're right.
She says, one thing I'll say, there's no way we're going to do that without the... There's no way we're going to take out the Iron Tide without the help of your group. So it's something that we'd all have to agree on. But for the record, I am interested in hearing how you do it, if you have a plan. And with that, she'd be
Okay.
like, so just get back to me.
Right.
Neil
Then
nods as well.
yeah, he'll just then kind of walk away from Sithril.
Okay. Any other RP or discussion as you're traveling? So,
Just taken aback by Elduin. Ho ho ho.
Elric could probably say to the group, he's like, finally, Alwyn, be able to get my knife back soon.
Yes, it's been a long road on the quest for your family's blade. Who would have thought it would have taken this long and been this in depth?
Well, I promise I'll pay you after we get it.
Oh, oh man, I've given up on that payment. But
Oh,
I look forward to it nonetheless.
I just remembered, actually. Oh,
That
that's
you
right.
owed me money?
No, I have a payment of 200 something gold coming to Chaur, and I'm not going to be there to receive it.
That's true. You did send that off.
Oh, gods. And that's how that ends.
all right. So, was anyone flirting with Iara?
I think it was mostly Alwyn, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but I had backed off and shown respect and restraint for it at that after.
Yeah,
I think it was when I was telling her about
You,
the bedroom availability in the inn
all
in
right.
Char, and I was like
you
trying to be
seem
more
surprised
respectful.
that nobody's hitting on her.
Yeah,
I'm
are you bugged?
surprised. I thought I seem to remember it was Alwyn, but I just wanted to make sure.
Oh yeah, it was me.
he wants to do
Ophelia
some-
starts flirting with her. Oh, it's so wrong. We shouldn't.
Oh my goodness!
I
All right,
start flirting.
Well,
I start flirting with Ophelia. Yeah, I'm like, hey,
all right.
what's up?
It's time for the
Disgusted.
romances. Yeah.
Ophelia just goes, oh, and walks
Oh.
away.
Ugh. Yeah, you're like
Blows her
in
nose with this love letter and
you're like
walks off.
negative faction right now.
That's perfect. I
Like
love
she was like, oh, that letter was kind of sweet, and then he starts talking, and she's like, oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
why.
Ophelia disapproves.
Like he's sweet when he's not.
He
When
wrote
he's
his
being polite and nice.
demon summoning manifesto. She kind of jumped ship right there. It's
Yeah,
like,
once he was
actually,
like, yeah,
demons are misunderstood if you think about it. It's like, whoa.
she was like, yeah,
Red
I'm
flags.
out.
Tell the preacher more.
Elric's like, hey, I got some bodies in my basement. You want to come take a look? Like, yeah,
Poke him with a stick.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Do you want to poke him with a stick? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, I guess the trip would be pretty quiet. Shock and Melody would be talking to the group a bit. Iara's kind of keeping to herself.
I need to know, Lou, how many days are passing, and if we've reached the end of a day, I would like to ask to charge the ring with any second level spell that I have.
So I haven't passed the days yet. This is sort of like RP just happening during that time.
Okay.
So
Oh wait, I think it currently has Prayer of Healing level 2 and Revivify, so never mind.
I'll
But
say
I will at the end of the day use a spell, if that's okay.
yeah, that's fine. I'll say Riala, you would be approached by Melody during the trip. You would say, hey Riala, I was curious. I haven't spoken to you as much as some of the others. What's your plan for this journey with us? I know your original motivations, I believe, had to do with some of the druids, but I guess why are you staying with us going forward from here? What are your thoughts?
I did not know of those druids before this group encountered them.
She says, "Oh, maybe I heard wrong then. I thought you were friends with them."
I mean, with this group, we rather made a tenuous alliance. But no, I did not know of them when I first joined this group. We found them later.
Oh, I see.
You asked what my plans are for this group. I know not how one could plan with a group such as this.
She says they do seem a bit chaotic, I will admit.
There's tree lines and forest areas kind of near where we're traveling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just planning to head into the woods right there, gather some herbs. Come with me.
So, of course, I was actually gonna.
Like we're going parallel to the road and stuff. We're not wandering far.
Yeah. She says I was gonna go look for some herbs as well, so this we can do together. She would
I
join you.
figured with your healing skills that you would want any opportunity to replenish your stores, especially now that you're on the road. I confess I'm not sure what I would say. I thought to watch this group and perhaps guide them. My master foresaw that they would cause great changes.
She seems surprised. Like,
In this cycle.
you mean like
But
some sort of like destiny? Like a prophecy?
yes, very similar. No, not a prophecy. Just my master explained it as some beings have energy that affects the magics of this world and has greater influence upon it than the average person. And these, of course, such beings can cause great good or great harm. And I thought to perhaps aid in some of that greatness and guide it. But I have my doubts now. It is very difficult to know where this group is going and whether we have swayed fates in any way that's beneficial.
He says, well, I could see why you'd think that about them. They've certainly done a lot to change the fate of Chaur. I hope for the better. I feel like it was unfortunate that we ended up becoming criminals, but at the same time, I think the town over time will be better off with the Iron Tide and the Blood Hand gone, even if it did mean us, losing face.
Yeah, I agree that it's unfortunate, but acceptable for the town to dislike us if no greater harm is caused. But and I worry very much of the dark powers we have encountered and what it may mean, and hope that perhaps the expedition we commence now with this journey will result in eradicating some of those shadows that blight the land. But we are allied now with two groups, not one but two, that are on this mission for wealth and power and material gain, and not for the good they might do and the evil they might eradicate. And we ourselves within this group, I wonder about the motives of some, being that which will that are here for any different reason, than those of the two groups of allies we have made. The Iron Tide, simply seek wealth and conquest, and the Blood Hand, power and wealth, pretty much the same as far as I can see.
Well,
so it's hard to say, whether our actions will
She says, you are forgetting a very important third group. And she kind of smiles and says, your party. And you, of course.
Well, as I said, I'm not sure that even within our party that there is any. There's definitely not a solid focus or direction or unified goal within the party.
Well, I know that they saved my life, and I've seen them help many of the people of Chaur, and of course Chaur overall. You know, we can't do much other than play the hand we're dealt. You know, it would have been nice to have the warriors of Paylor, or maybe the one of the mage groups of the Phoenix Guild, groups with proven track records, but I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, your group can help bring these two factions around and point them in a better direction, you know?
Yes, I confess I feel quite powerless, and I don't know that my influence is of great help here.
She says these... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
She says these beings of power, you're saying that the group is filled with them? Like, all of the group?
My master did not tell me all. I was his apprentice for a time, and he taught me much of nature magic, but um, eh, my lessons were not often focused on these beings of power. It was more something he told me closer to the time that he bade me come and meet this group. So I don't know all the stories, but yes, something about members of this group. He felt their possibility.
Well, I've seen the Fates do some strange things. And now that you tell me all this, I almost wonder if maybe you could be one of these people of power as well. She says, I don't know, but I hope you stay with us. I think there's a lot of good you can do, or maybe bring balance or whatever your goal is, but I look forward to see how you can affect things with playing the hand you're dealt. And she kind of smiles and again, like, pats you on the arm.
I appreciate your kind words, and I hope I can assist you with your noble calling of healing. I've also observed and heard that you have done much for the town of Chaur, and probably many other people along the way as well.
She laughs. I've done what I could, and I've helped a lot of people. Never saved a town from mercenary warrior invaders, or found or foiled any type of plot to attack innocent citizens. But you know, I do what I can. But yeah, she'd say, I think I have all I need. Are you ready to head back?
Yes, let us rejoin the group. And during the walk, Ria would often stop and like just kind of put her hand on trees in a way like she was remembering or communicating or commiserating, or just a pensive pause.
All right. So, Alwyn, during the walk, as you're traveling, as you're traveling north with the group, Ray would suddenly stop and look off into the woods and just dash out into the tree line, as if running at something.
Ray, what's going on? And I would dash after her.
A couple of people just like watch you leave and shrug. So she is moving pretty quicker than you as she makes her way deeper into the forest. She's getting kind of far away from the main group at this point. Do you want to keep following? Strangely enough, your calls to bring her back have not been heeded, which is something you're not used to.
Yeah, something's obviously wrong. I'm going to continue pursuit. This isn't in her character.
All right, give me a survival check.
Oof.
Okay, so you're trying to keep track of where she went, looking for signs of passage. After a moment, you think you've lost her. What do you want to do?
Can I attempt to resummon her?
You attempt to, but she's not answering her call. Again, very odd. So you're kind of standing in the woods now. You're probably about 5 to 10 minutes away from where the group was walking.
Alwyn pray at this point?
Who are you going to pray to?
My God.
Who do you worship again?
Whoever's going to answer his prayer.
I was gonna say, like, not all rangers have to choose a deity.
Or you want to whisper it to me?
Yeah. Yep. Just
sure, whisper it to me. All right. So
would that get me anywhere?
You begin praying. At which point, almost strangely, like almost immediately after, you would hear kind of a small squeal from Ray, kind of coming from the northeast.
I'd pull my hood up and turn invisible and head towards her.
All right. So as you come out of the wooded area into a small clearing, you would see like a little bit of a waterfall, a river, very like neat and beautiful little nature area where an old man sitting there is kind of petting Ray. And he looks up at you and he says, "Oh, friend, is this yours? Is this one yours?"
Yes, he is mine.
Do
I know you?
Nod, and he says, "I don't believe we've met. But I don't see many people this far out. May I ask who you are?"
I am Alwyn Yelleth, and this here is my partner Ray, and I drop the invisibility and sit down next to him.
Oh, were you invisible?
Yeah, I was invisible.
What were you using to be invisible?
My spell, invisibility.
Oh, you're using a spell. All right. Sorry, when you said pulled up your hood, I didn't realize you cast a spell. All right. So if you were invisible, I would say that you just ran out, and he would not have acknowledged you. He's just kind of sitting there, petting Ray.
Okay, I think the interaction would probably go similar. I would drop the invisibility, and then the conversation can still stand.
All right. So at this point, you would notice a couple of fireflies kind of floating in from the area and just like dancing around this old man. He would say, I was just taking a walk, kind of appreciating the evening breeze, the sunset, nature in general. These places are very relaxing to me. He says, "But yeah, like I said,
you weren't more startled by a medium-sized dragon coming upon you."
Oh, this one, no. He says, "I could tell when she came up to me that I had nothing to fear. Give me an insight check." So you've never seen Ray this comfortable with someone.
Yeah.
It's very odd to you. And he seems to be very much like enjoying like petting her and like just like hanging out with her as if he's known her like his whole life.
I must confess, sir, I'm quite confused. Her behavior prior to finding you, she's never ran from me like that and failed to heed my calls.
"Oh, are you misbehaving, little one?" And Ray gives him kind of like sad eyes, and he smiles and he says, "Well, maybe she just really needed some time to explore a bit on her own. But I couldn't tell you. I've always had
myself. What's your name, sir?"
Says my name is. Sorry, what?
Sorry.
Are you who I think you are?
Go ahead.
Says, my name is Balathar.
Balathar. Well met,
Yes.
Balathar.
Says, yes, well met. Well met. It's nice meeting you as well. I sense there is a lot to you, Alwyn. I'm sure those scales and the markings on you would tell quite the tale could they talk.
Yes, they would. But I feel like you know.
He says, what would I know? We just met.
You intrigue me, sir.
He says, well, you found my grove, or at least your friend here has. So you're welcome to stay and chat a while if you wish to talk a bit. But I suspect you are probably busy at the moment, as people don't generally just wander out here.
No, I feel like, though I wish I could stay longer, we must be attending our party. I do not travel alone.
Says, oh, well, if you're in the area, perhaps we'll meet again at some point.
Very well, sir. Well met.
He says, I'll keep an eye out for you in your camp.
Sounds good. I look forward to talking to you soon.
He says, go ahead, Ray. And she nods at him and runs back over to you. He smiles and says, happy travels to both of you. As the little glow bugs flitter around him.
Okay. As we're walking away, I kind of look down to Ray at my side. What the hell was that?
She just looks at you and would say, that's right. She talks, right? She can talk to you.
Yep. Yeah, we can communicate. Yep.
She would
She's
say, she'd say he had the he had the energies of our kind on him. But
I wondered. You will have to tell me more, little one.
Says, well, I'm sorry I didn't answer and come back to you. I was intrigued.
Gave me a terrible fright. I thought something was wrong.
No, just curiosity. Though maybe
You certainly piqued my curiosity.
yeah. So the two of you head back to the camp, or to the group, as the travel continues. Anyone else doing anything before we continue traveling?
I just make a remark, say, Alwyn, where did you run off?
Oh, I don't know if you would have saw him run off unless you were with him at the time. But sure, you can say you did if you want.
Well, no, it's fine. Are we walking or?
Yeah, there's a large group of people walking,
Okay.
kind of camping at night but walking during the day. This would have happened during the day.
Whether we're all traveling at the same part of the column with each other, or if we've all kind of branched off to talk to different people like Elsa
Yeah,
did.
I mean, with your camp plus the Iron Tides people, you're looking at about 60 people.
Wait. We met up with the Iron Tide?
No.
Or no, sorry, the Bloodhands people. Yeah, with you and the Bloodhand, because you have about 30 people in your camp, and they have about that with their specialists.
Okay.
So yeah, there's about 60 people traveling right now.
Damn, did
Did you say something?
Would we have had a sorry, I don't know if Nate's talking.
No, you're fucking good. Go.
Okay. Would I have had time the previous nights to because I want to send some sending spells?
I don't think we've rested.
At the end, he was saying now we're during the day. It was 10 p.m. the night before when we started this.
Well, you rested at midnight. You guys have been traveling for at least a day now. This is probably the second day.
The evening before, I would have wanted to use my last sending spell to send a message to Father Duval.
Okay.
And I am basically just going to say, I apologize for our hasty departure, Father Duval, but please keep an eye out for any evils lurking in the town. All will be revealed in time.
All right, he would not reply.
Okay.
What was the last line you said, Mikey?
All will be revealed in time.
Oh, okay. I just didn't quite catch your words. I was curious.
All right, so after the 2 days of travel, kind of like the morning after the second day, you would bump into a very large war camp on the road. It looks like about 150 to 200 people. And
How many
Orcard would.
times did we rest? Sorry, Lou.
This would
Not
be
to
the
cut you
second
off.
day.
Okay,
Well,
so
this is the
one long rest?
third. It would be 2 long rests.
Okay, I need to know because I was exhausted twice. So
Yeah, so you would have been okay by now. Orcard would welcome you. He says, friends, I'm glad you finally came. We've been waiting for a bit. I assume everything has gone well, as you said. And Cithril would say, Orcard, it's been a while. And he says that it has. Not long enough, though. He kind of scowls a little. She smiles back at him. He says, you have the pieces then? And she says, of course. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. From what I hear... yeah, go ahead.
Before we get too
I would like
far,
to call for a meeting of all of us before, in private chambers with the 2 leaders and us.
Certainly, Orcard says, we can use my war tent. I was going to say, you should update me as to the happenings. So, the group, along with, are you going to bring your NPCs or just the main group? Orcard would say, I would speak with the leadership over...
Yeah, if we bring ours, then they bring extras, and we end up with a war council of 30.
Yeah.
He nods. He says, all right. And would bring you Cithril and basically the 6 players into the tent with him. And he would say, all right, first, tell me what has happened.
Ophelia would just start bubbling out and fill in every little thing that happened and every little detail, holding nothing back.
Okay. Oh. So you get him caught up. He says,
just about are you blurting out everything about Blackwater and us acquiring the item, or are you going off on the tangent about the shadows and the crypt and the ruined church and the halls of Tarsus?
It's a good, yeah.
And Malik.
What are you saying?
I'm not going to... Actually, yeah, I'm going to start talking about everything.
Oh, yeah.
So Orcard listens with some interest.
And as much as the party's going to try to stop me, I'm saying, no, it's very important. I think that it's time we have clean slates.
To stop you.
We need everybody to be on the same page.
So Orcard would nod with interest as you start telling the whole tale, and Cithril will as well be kind of surprised hearing of the church. And Orcard would say, so Blackwater might not actually be dead. Cithril would say, I could have sworn I put an arrow in his neck, but if what they say is true, then perhaps it was a deception. I don't know why he'd give up his key, though. Why not just pull out these shadow energies and blast me into nothingness like he did the group in that vision?
Because you're going to lead him to the 3 keys, and he's going to be waiting for us at the vault.
I do have concerns we might be being shadowed by his presence as well. I feel like this was done for a reason.
Yeah, you may well have killed whatever was left of Blackwater, but
his meat
it may
sack.
not have all been him acting.
Eldwin, did you have something you wanted to add?
He just said he clearly wants something.
Orcard ponders this and says, there are spirits, demons, and other terrible things that can inhabit people, which it sounds like is what happened to Blackwater. We should
And
definitely
speaking
keep an
of,
eye out, and I'll talk to my war wizard to see what defenses he can use against a possible spirit that's following us.
and speaking of possibly being shadowed, I do have a proposition to make to the group, as I think this will be for equality within everyone. As I was thinking, we should have each group carry one of the magic items. Cithril, I know you have two currently. Would you be willing to part with one of them so we can have equality across all three groups here, showing that we are equals with everyone?
Give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
I got opportunities to say stuff like that because I am a persuasion character.
I'm gonna let Nate join in if he's gonna say something.
I'll,
But he
I'll
can
take
follow.
up to I'll take up to 2 checks from the group.
Sounds like Edison wants a crack at it.
Yeah, give Edison.
She's got a lot of words, but Clank ain't persuasive. Well,
She more uses intimidation, I think.
intimidation and cuteness.
I am going to use a story point.
Okay, you're gonna reroll.
Yeah. Let's see, persuasion. Oh my god.
So, Cithril would consider you a moment and say,
Can I flash
feel...
that?
Sure. So you reaction to add how much?
4 for right now.
21. So, or wait. Was it
It'd be
disadvantage, though?
15.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a disadvantage, I think. Didn't I say disadvantage?
You did.
Okay.
Oh, and
So,
I'm not gonna flash an 8.
yeah, she would say, I already consider you all equals to me. What good would holding one of the pieces do? I feel almost like only one of us should be holding them, but yeah, I don't see the benefit.
I counter back with, if you're so keen on everyone holding one, what is there a problem with, if you're so staunch in your belief that we should have them all? I'm just saying, if something bad were to happen, I would rather only one of the keys be missing. If we are separated and things, it's just for security measures. Having everybody hold one thing allows them to go and act on their own, as well as be a potential target for everything to be lost in one fell swoop.
Ophelia speaks the truth. If Blackwater has deep connections throughout the Empire, who knows who may be lurking in the shadows to take back these pieces.
Blackwater's powerful. He's not that powerful. It'll take them weeks to even find out what happened before we start seeing any blowback.
But Malik is that powerful.
So you say.
So we've seen.
Give me another persuasion attempt. Again, up to 2 of you.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay. Morcard says, they might have a point, Cithril. Should one of us fall or be taken prisoner or something else happened, it would be better to lose one key and have to track that down rather than lose 2 or 3. She would say... And which key would your group wish to hold?
I volunteer to hold the knife.
Morcard says, my group has the knife. You would be taking the ring or the necklace. I'm not giving up my piece.
Well, perhaps Cithril could give you the ring or the necklace.
I pipe up and say, Cithril, I did offer to take a look at that ring and perhaps maybe hold on to it if that's fine with you. However, that blade is mine, Orcard, and you did promise it to me.
He says, after the vault was opened.
So until then, I could hold on to the ring, Cithril.
So she seems annoyed, but she will say, "Do I get anything out of this loss of one of the pieces, or am I to just hand it over and not complain?"
Why, you get the enormous power and loyalty of the Holy Trinity.
Since I already had that.
You did, to a point.
This does well to foster positive relations with our group, Cithril.
Fine. Says, I suppose I can give you the ring then. I've already grown quite fond of the necklace. She says, but
And
I assume I don't have to say that should you try to leave with it, we will have a problem.
I can say the same to you. Have you heard of mutually assured destruction?
She says, I have no reason to leave. I have much to be gained from our trip to Issyk, should it go well.
As we all do.
She says, well, your group has been known to be a bit random at times. For a while, I didn't even know if I could trust you. You seem to be going back and forth between myself and Blackwater. As Cithril remembers your untrustworthiness in the beginning. She says, don't think I didn't have your group watched. I know what you were doing.
I say, Cithril, it's not like you gave us the exact best first impression either. After what your party had done to the town. It took some convincing for us to be able to ally with you.
She says, what did
And
my
even
party...
then it was on careful terms.
What did my party do to the town?
Am I incorrect in thinking that they had stolen like supplies and things from the town?
That's what you were told by the governor or by the mayor.
Yeah.
She says,
Like,
why would my people steal from some backwater border town? She says, we didn't steal anything.
So then who is doing that?
How should I know? Who told you it was us?
I'll look at Ophelia, because I don't remember.
I will say there were many reports of your people stealing from the town.
Probably by the fool mayor. That mayor had it out for me the moment she learned of my presence. I have no idea why. But no, we were not stealing from the town. We were not killing anyone, despite all the rumors she was probably starting. Though people did go missing, it was not our doing.
Perhaps you'll forgive us for believing what was said before we could verify ourselves.
Well, she seemed to have a bias after your group killed her father or something, but...
Says, wait, what? What do you mean, killed her father?
Yes, apparently the Blood
It was
Hand killed
the
her
Blood Hand
father.
gang of Pie Guard. I know it wasn't specifically you, but...
Did you tell her about that?
I did now.
I don't think so.
She says, well, that would make sense. I had not known. Alright, well... Then, perhaps that is why she, was always so against our presence. Interesting.
Yes, she turned against us as soon as she found out we were even talking to you. She warned us, and then shortly after, well, her tune went sour.
Well, that would make a lot more sense. It's interesting. Alright. Well, that's one
Elduin,
mystery solved.
Were you saying that you wished for the dagger rather than the ring?
Yes.
Orchard, would you be willing to trade artifacts?
He says, why do you wish the dagger? I've grown fond of this weapon.
And why would he
I enjoy exotic weapons as he taps his katana.
Oh, it's better. He pulls out his sword.
Does he give that laugh along with the
Yes.
flourishing of his sword? I love it.
Yeah.
That was
Says,
perfect.
it's quite the impressive blade. Now again, tell me why I'm giving up the dagger.
And why do you, Elduin? It is my family blade.
Give me a persuasion attempt, Gorthar.
He makes a point there.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn.
I suppose as long as each of us holds one of the weapon or one of the keys, and if it will shut you up finally, then perhaps I can take the ring and I'll trade it for the blade.
I said, I
It seems only
appreciate your
fair.
cooperation. And I take the blade and go hand it to Elric, and I was like, finally, what has been lost has been returned to you.
And I assume you give him the ring.
Yeah, I give him the ring and hand
All right.
the dagger to
He'll
Elric.
hand over the curved elven blade. Say, hope it serves you well. He'll
Yes,
take the ring and pocket it.
yes, thank you. Alwyn, come here.
Yes, Elric.
Here is your payment. And he pulls out 200 gold. Gives
Thank
it
you,
to
good sir.
All right.
I'm glad we've finally been able to get back what's yours and your family's.
Yes, it feels nice.
Are you going to stay with the party, or do you plan on moving on now?
Well, that is a thought.
He's
However,
staying with the party, Sithril says. He's not taking the blade and leaving, that's
I
for
don't
sure. We
quite
still
think
needed to open
Clank
the.
says the same thing.
This is why I wanted the blade for
I don't
security
quite
purposes.
think I would leave Alwyn. There is far too much to be gained, and my mother would be more than happy to hear there is more in the making. Correct?
Elduin kind of gives a glance to Sithril just as like a reminder, like, see, this is what I was talking about.
Well, I already told Sithril I was here. There's far too much to be gained.
She says, "Well, just don't try to leave with the key. I'll say that if you do, there will be consequences. But I don't want to start this meeting with threats. We all have to go to the ruins of Issyk if we're going to make this work. I appreciate you all telling myself and Orcard what we have to look for in the times ahead. Is there anything else we need to discuss?" And Orcard would say, I would like to point out that my contribution to this group is much larger than either of yours. I think we should renegotiate the split of the treasures inside the vault. He says, I believe I should get at least 40%, and your two groups split the other 60 in half.
Your contribution is
Hmm.
larger.
And Sithra would laugh. She says, just because you have more soldiers doesn't mean you give more of a contribution. Says, my people are specialists, and they can be far more valuable scouting and sneaking through the city, while all your people are slain by the undead.
I believe at the start of this conversation you only had one piece, and we had two over here. Your contribution was greater?
He says, my contribution in manpower and warriors.
We all have just arrived here. Perhaps maybe we take a day to think about this and talk it over between us before things go sour, correct?
That is wise.
I have a proposition that the group might find agreeable. If we are to give each of you 40% for the gold or things that may be had, and perhaps we will take 20% and any magical items that may have an evil aura on them so that they are not used nefariously.
I don't think Ophelia speaks for all of us here.
I say, I'll give you my share, Elric. Shush.
Hey, what did you just ask for?
I'll give them each 40% if there are any magical items that may have evil associated with them that we are going to.
Gold would go to Orcart and 40% of the gold to Cithril, and we would take 20 and magic items.
So
I
he
think
would
that was
say,
the proposal, if I understood.
absolutely not. The whole reason I agreed to this was to get a share of the artifacts, not just gold.
If the artifacts can be free and clear, it would not be a problem, but I'm asking for anything that may have evil tied to it that you would hand over to us.
Sithra would say, and what exactly is evil exactly? What do you consider an evil artifact?
Let's see. something that has a nefarious presence attached to it.
Well, I'm not going to agree to give up any artifacts, evil or otherwise. They'll be split evenly, and we can decide who gets what once we see what they are.
Well, if
If
that's the
there is
case, then I still
something
think it's best to
powerful,
do it through a split.
she says, if there's something powerful and evil that can be of use to me, I would still like to have it. Do
I say,
you?
well, if it's evil, I'm definitely not letting you have it, Cithro. Plain and simple. I'll lay down that boundary right now.
She gives you a dangerous look, and she says, "Do you really think you could stop me?"
I will die trying.
Give me a persuasion or intimidation.
Ophelia, I don't think this is quite the time.
So she just kind of lets that threat kind of lie there for a second and looks to Orcard and would say, well, I think we can decide for ourselves, all of us, what the split's going to be. Hopefully there's no complications and we can just figure out what's fair for everyone. But again, I don't think you should get 40%. If anything, all your faction did was cause trouble, making it that much harder to get the artifact from Blackwater. And then you just sat out in the middle of the plains on your fat asses while we did all the work. He looks at her kind of angrily. He says, I was about to march my armies to your little town and take the artifact. She says, well, you didn't. So I think we should keep the equal split. Is anyone saying anything?
Maybe we have some fun today and pit some of the Bloodhand and Iron Tide against each other in a glorious match. And have some drink.
Both Orcard and Sithral look at you weird. They say, no, that's okay. I don't feel my people would fare well in a gladiatorial match with a bunch of beefy warriors. That would not end well for either group. And Orcard would say their people specialize in killing. I don't think sport fighting would be the best idea.
Well, I would be up for, fighting if anyone wanted to.
Sure.
He says, well,
I'd be happy to fight you, Elric.
He says, yeah, well, Elric, I think I have one of my orc chieftains would be happy to have a rematch with you. He gives you a smile.
However, it seems like the mighty Elduin wishes to try me.
He says, well, before we get to sport fighting, Cithril says, is there anything else we need to discuss? I assume you're okay keeping the deal as it was for now, Orcard. He would sigh and say, for now. We'll see how you and your people perform once the undead of Isik become a problem. She says, fair enough. Is anyone saying anything else?
We could say the same for your army.
He says, well, I think my army will be of more value once we have to fight large hordes of creatures. But we will see. Is anyone else doing anything? Saying anything?
Oh, Alwyn would be tired of the fighting and stuff. He would go outside and sit down by the fire and kind of watch the forest line.
All right, so the meeting is adjourned then, Cithril says. Orcard, I would speak with you in private, and he nods and says, very well. And they kind of leave on his side of the tent to go talk about something.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, when that would happen, I'd go to Rhea and I'd say, whisper to her, Rhea, do the thing. And I kind of walk out of the tent.
All right, that was
Before
random.
we all walk out, I would like to like have all of us within a zone of truth before we say some things.
Asking a lot here.
You know
I
that
am
like
indeed.
Cithril and Orkard just walked away, right?
Yeah.
Or
But I
were you wanting them in your
Oh,
zone
I
of
was
truth?
wanting them to be here for it
That's
as
what I
well.
thought.
No, they already left.
Okay, then I'll wait until another time to do this. That's fine.
All right. So, anything else? Like any other interactions happening? The camp's gotten a lot bigger, obviously, as there are now several hundred people, including the Iron Tide.
I get with Orkard's men and try to get a fighting pit together. Try to get something kind of put together, makeshift.
All right. So they're already kind of sparring,
There's
and
brackets posted all over the camp now for us to bet on.
All right.
yeah, they're already kind of sparring and doing some training. As you walk over to where the warriors are, you'd hear a familiar voice say, is that my old sparring friend?" As the big orc chieftain crosses his arms and looks over at you, he says, "Elric, right? It's been a bit."
Yeah. And it's rematch time. You can bet on that.
He says, "That's a lovely offer, but I'm kind of busy at the moment. Are you sure you want to rematch me?"
I'll put 20 gold on it.
This didn't end for you well last time, but perhaps. Why don't you come have some food with us? We can
I
speak as
whisper over to Alric
warriors.
and I say,
Wait.
"You want to make some really big money?"
Why?
I'm saying, what if we send me into battle and we can just bet all our gold on me? I'm running short too.
That would be a losing battle. And I walk away.
Burn. That's what we call
Yeah,
that.
I go have a drink with Grogger and his men.
Alright, so they give you some mead, some mutton. You guys are all kind of eating together, hanging out. Anyone else doing anything?
Could I identify at that time maybe the blade, see if it's any magical properties or anything?
Yeah, sure. How are you identifying it?
With I got a pearl and then I got the
Oh, with the identify spell, you would find there's the +1 property, and there are 3 unknown properties that your identify spell doesn't reveal.
Oh.
So there's
Could I
some
cast,
powerful magics on this.
could I try to attune to it over an hour?
You can't attune to it unless you know what it does.
Oh shit. Okay.
But yeah, you can still use it as a +1 blade, but to attune, you'd have to know what the powers are.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, like you couldn't just attune to a magical ring to figure out what it did.
You can't or you
You
can?
you can't. You have to know. You have to know basically what the magics are to attune to it.
Okay.
Because usually there are methods involved to attuning, which you either find out through experimenting or through an identify spell.
So if I turned it into a packed weapon, then that's not
It would just be a +1 packed weapon.
okay?
It wouldn't
Okay.
reveal anything. Most likely, you would need like a legend lore spell or to do a bunch of research.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh well.
Yeah. All right. So, is anyone else doing anything for the evening? Okay. So time is passing. Well, actually, for the day, because the group is going to spend a day here before continuing their journey. It is currently the 46th of fall. You don't have to worry about food right now. The Iron Tide has plenty, and they're just kind of feeding everyone.
Yay.
Later on in the evening, as basically everyone's kind of hanging out and drinking and like partying a little to celebrate the victory over Blackwater and the attaining of the three pieces. I'll say, Alwyn, you would notice the old man from before kind of walking up towards the camp. Several of the Blood Hand people are kind of watching warily as he approaches and like pulling out their crossbows.
Stay your hand, friends.
As he sees you, he says, "Ah, Alwyn, I thought you might still be in the area." The Blood
That's
Hand guy
Valazar.
says, "You sure?"
Yeah, no, he's good.
He
Come sit.
shrugs and just kind of lets him in. So he says, "I figured if you're traveling a bit, maybe I'd accompany you in your camp."
Yeah, I'd have to introduce you to the rest of the group here and make sure that they're okay with it, but if they're okay with it, I'm okay with it. So, if you're all right with introductions here.
So, yeah, I'd be happy to. I'm actually quite the alchemist, so maybe I can help you with some potion craft.
My feathered friend Clank here, he too likes alchemy, so I'm just learning a bit myself right now. I've only got a little bit of time put in learning, but I would be very much appreciative for any training.
This is well met, Clank. I would be happy to train you or anyone else that would need some training. But yeah, for now, I was just hoping maybe I could walk with you all. I'm curious to see where you and this young one, as he pats Ray, are headed.
Yeah,
I would love that.
He says, "Excellent. Well, thank you for having me. I'm also a pretty decent cook, so maybe I could help keep the camp
He's coming for your
stocked
job,
with good
Clank.
food."
Right?
yeah,
Is Clank a cook too? Are all your characters cooks?
yeah.
I don't know if Clank's actually a cook.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna.
Really is
Oh,
not.
he just does his
Like
nuts
getting
and
mixed up.
berries and tea and stuff. So we
You
would
might be
very
thinking
much
of
welcome a
what's
cook.
his name, Chomsky, as the cook.
Chomsky's
Doodle and
definitely-
Chomsky, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Doodle,
okay. So those two. I was gonna say, is this guy a cook too? Like, do you just make all your characters cooks?
Sorry.
I should.
Many cooks.
No,
They're all
I
cook
chose,
artificers, Lou.
Yeah,
rollers
it's
rather than
a new subclass, the chef artificer,
Yes.
or the Iron Chef for artificers.
Doodles.
He's he's been on Shaft before.
Yeah. So he happily joins with the camp and is gonna start working to spice up some of the food a bit. So is anyone else doing anything? I guess you guys said no.
I sent you a message.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You whispered it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you?
Roll 20.
Oh, well, why did you whisper that? All right. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go, if you
Goddamn.
are you, are you trying to keep that a secret?
I just fucking whisper. I
I
don't
don't
know.
like
All
it.
right. So yeah, I mean, you could spar with some of them. Are you talking about with Groger?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Love to put like a big bet.
So
Maybe.
Groger is currently kind of busy getting all his people ready for the trip. But he says we can spar another time. I'm sure we'll have a chance for you to show me all you've learned.
All right. Yeah, that'll work.
So Ophelia, or sorry, Riala, you get some weird vibes from Balithar.
I was wondering, honestly, the fireflies, and I mean, I half thought he was going to be Fedloy when you first described him. Um,
No, he's not Fedloy, but you almost feel like you've seen him before somewhere, but you can't remember where or when. And yeah, something about him seems strange.
like, gives me the heebie-jeebies, or he's just a little bit of an odd guy.
No, more like an odd guy, and also, like, you just kind of sense um, that he might be, like, hiding something. I'll say, yeah, I'll say and I'll say Ophelia. Well, you more sense it, but you also feel it with insight. And Ophelia also with insight, might feel like there's something up with this guy. Not necessarily nefarious, but maybe just like he's using some kind of disguise.
Ooh.
I will, oh yeah, I do have it prepared. Yeah, at some point I will try to subtly cast some detect magic when I'm not close to him, but then like kind of wander by him while I've got it up.
Okay, hang on a second. So his name is Balithar.
Do we know that he's a druid? I mean, I mean, obviously, it seems like he might be based on the fact that he's
Bulbasaur, yeah.
referred to the places that grow.
You don't know for sure he's a druid. He wouldn't surprise you.
Yeah, right.
He
Well, I mean,
definitely
obviously that's
has
what it
like
seems like, but-
naturey vibes to him with all these fireflies and
Well, and the fact that the animal seems to like him.
yeah, and exactly. The Drake seems to really like hanging around him.
I'm gonna use detect evil and good.
Oh,
All right.
wait.
So you just like walking up to him and casting this?
Blast in his face.
Yeah.
I'll also cast it away and then walk over.
Okay. Da, da, da. No, you don't sense anything like any of those on him. He doesn't seem like he's any of those.
Rhea has a very faint gleam when you look at her with that up. It's really, really faint. Like, it's not like actually pinging, but there's something like just a little bit there.
Oh, I could have guessed that.
Well, now I feel like we need to scan the whole party.
Walk up to me, see what happens.
Yeah.
Do it. Dare
Yeah. If I walk next to Elduin and Elric, what happens?
You mean
Slightly.
Gorthar?
Yeah,
Like,
Gorthar.
Light fiendish aura.
Yeah, you'd probably start getting a bit of a fiendish aura from him. What was the other person?
Not Elduin.
Elduin? Yeah, maybe a little bit of undead, which would make sense to you.
She knows what type it senses.
Yeah, like you'd sense
cool.
it and you would sense the type, basically.
Gotcha. Well, then you're getting two off of Rhea. You're getting a touch of Celestial and a touch of Fae.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
That's a bit of a surprise. I would have guessed Celeste or a Fae, but
Well, you've seen her
Celestial.
exude radiant magic and glow, and her eyes glow.
And she has this
Hey,
light.
Fae are weird.
She's
They
got this little
are.
halo around her head, here and there.
She does.
Alright.
When you look directly at her, you never see it, but peripherally, sometimes you could have sworn there was a halo glowing above her head a moment ago.
So,
I
yeah.
tell Clank this information. He's
Okay.
the only one I tell.
But yeah, the old man doesn't actually give any signs off of him with that spell.
All you're doing is giving Clank more reason to kill me. That's all you're doing.
Am I next to Balithar now?
Sure, if you walked up to him. He's sitting there kind of playing with Ray.
I say, hello, how are you doing today, sir? My name is Ophelia of Endless Sultania.
Oh, hello, young lady. And he smiles. I see
Bellathar,
you wear the symbols of Palor. Are you a priest?
I am indeed a priestess. I was raised by the church.
He says, a battle priest, like a cleric, or more of a faith priest, a preacher?
A little bit of both, but we'll go more battle priest.
Ah, well, it's good to meet you. I'm guessing you're a friend of Alwyn's?
I am indeed. Bellathar, would you forgive me if I was to take some presumptions and possibly do something? I have some doubts, and you seem nice enough.
He says, of course, what are your doubts?
As he says that, I cast Dispel Magic on him.
Alright.
So, out
So,
of curiosity, since Sarita cast Detect Magic before the Detect Good and Evil, I just wonder if there was any auras before she dispels them.
no, there were no magic auras on him. So your spell goes off, and he just kind of looks at you and says, does that help?
I said, "Oh, it does indeed. Thank you so much for your patience. It's just there have been some evils afoot, and I didn't get that strange feeling from you. But you know, it never hurts to be cautious."
Alwyn looks affronted. That was quite rude, Ophelia.
The old man will kind of put his hand up. He says, Ophelia, you're still quite young, and you must have been through a lot to be this wary of people. Just don't ever lose your hope and joy for humanity. Stay carefree if you can help it. He smiles at you.
I say, it's hard when I know there are Shadow Lords running about.
He says, you will find as you get older many dangers and deceits, and it's not bad to have suspicions and use magics to either confirm or deny those suspicions, but just stay hopeful and keep your love of people. I sense you're a very happy person, and I wouldn't want to see that change.
Suddenly she's starting to like this old man a lot, and she pulls out some tea and rations and offers to share with the old man, sit and talk with him for a while.
Alright, he will happily sit and talk with you. His firefly is just kind of buzzing about happily.
I walk over with a drink. Who's the old man?
You should ask your mother.
Who are you asking?
I was just asking. I just walked up. Who's the old man?
I said, you should ask your mother, Gorthar.
They say for some reason he reminds me of family.
I would say to Clink, oh, did my mother send him? Are you some of the help?
He would laugh. He says, I am a friend of Alwyn's, and I have come to journey with your group for at least a little while. My name is Bellathar.
How did you get here? Where did you come from?
He says, I am a hermit of sorts. I live in the wooded areas to the southeast of here.
Ah. Well, then, by all means, very nice to meet you.
And you too, friend. I don't think you gave me your name, though.
I didn't. And then he walks away.
The old man just kind of smiles and
sir,
says,
he's kind of a dick.
"Oh, I'm sure he has his reasons for secrecy." And he just kind of goes back to talking to Ophelia.
I too feel some faint bits of recognition. I'm not sure if that's the word for it, but I can't quite put my finger on why you seem somehow familiar.
Oh, you're talking to him? So you walk up and just say that to him?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you can talk to me, because
when
I'm intrigued too.
Well, before Ophelia did the Detect Evil and Good, I said that I cast Detect Magic when I was a little away from him and then walked over his way.
Oh, okay. So he's kind of talking to Ophelia. You're going to walk up and say that to him?
I think I was there when Ophelia walked up.
All right. Did you introduce yourself, or were you just kind of standing
No, I didn't
around?
have the chance.
All
That
right.
was the plan, but
But then Ophelia rudely jumped in front of you while you were about to say hi.
She's a
I
jerk.
mean, it was
I'm
curious
sorry,
to
Rhea.
watch.
She's
Like,
a jerk.
no. I mean, like, it was. We were all curious to see like what would come, but that's why like Rhea hasn't introduced herself yet or begun talking yet.
All right. So I'll say you walk over while he's having rations and tea with Ophelia. He smiles at you as you come over and says, "I'd be happy to learn your name as well, if you wish to tell it to me."
My current companions know me as Rhea, or Riala, if you like a larger mouthful.
He says, "Well, it's lovely to meet you, Riala. You don't seem like you're from here." As he looks at you kind of curiously.
I have been on this plane for more than a decade as these ones keep time, but you are correct.
Interesting. Well, it's lovely to meet you. And he goes to kind of shake your hand.
I would shake it back as though I have become familiar with this custom, but I'm still not super.
All right. So he just gives you a big old smile as, unless you're going to say something else, you just go back to talking to Ophelia.
Well, no, I mean, okay. So I guess I will repeat I can't quite put my finger on it, but I do feel some degree of recognition or familiarity. As if
So,
I might have seen you before, or know you, or know some of your kin.
so he looks back up. He says, "Oh, curious. Um, I'm not sure where I'd know you from, but who are your kin?"
Well, are you of this plane? Because my kin. Well, actually.
He says, "Oh, I've been so many places, my dear.
He's not an elf, is he?
No, he just looks like an old guy, like an old human."
An old human? Okay.
He says, "Do you mean Gaian? Do you mean Vitalia? Do you speak of the continent, or perhaps further off?"
Well, as far as I know, my father is of this plane, or once was. But my mother is a tree. I just wait to see his reaction to that.
He says, "A tree, eh?
A tree of the Feywild."
I don't know if I've ever met the child of a tree before." Says, I am quite the fan of trees, but didn't know they had children. I should study this Feywild more, maybe."
What about you, Balithar? Do you have any family, siblings, sister maybe?
Says, "Oh, I do, but my children these days are quite busy, and I rarely get the chance to speak with them. It's been a while since I've even seen many of them, at least in person. But I do have some, yes. And I appreciate that you asked. And we can just assume you guys make some more small talk with him. Or is there anything else specifically anyone wanted to say to him?
No, I was more curious about siblings.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I guess we've moved on from the topic. So.
All right. So yeah, like I said, unless you want to say anything else to him.
No, when he said
Just
he'd
to
never met the
confirm, he
child of a
does have a
tree, I was gonna.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, he didn't seem like I mean, he seemed curious, but he wasn't really sure how to respond to that, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna give more, and it's
All right,
fine.
well, go ahead.
We've moved on. Yeah, no, it's all right. Like, the conversation has continued, so never mind.
All right. Well, I'm gonna skip over to Gorthar. You said you're gonna go speak with Sithril?
Oh yeah.
So you're looking around, and actually, you haven't seen Sithril since earlier. You're not sure where she is.
I go look around the camp. Perhaps maybe peek into just silently, or try to silently peek into Orgard's tent, see if they're still in there talking.
Give me a stealth check.
And I'm gonna bring an extra drink so I don't look rude. Okay, stealth check. 4. Clank, clank, clank.
Alright, so you are kind of... what's your passive perception? 14?
I guess, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you're kind of moving off away from where the main group is. You would notice Neil standing near Orcard's tent. He would nod to you as you approach. He says, hey, Gorthar now, right?
Yes. Is she disposed?
Who?
Cithril, I brought her a drink.
Oh, I'm not sure where she is. I was actually looking for Orcard myself, but he's not in his tent. Says, I'll take the drink if you want to hang out. He gives you a wink.
Well, you're not the company I was looking for, but hell, at this point, what the hell? Want to hang out?
He shrugs. He says, well, I mean, if you're looking for Cithril, she's not always the easiest to find if she doesn't want to be found, but yeah, I mean, you can always look around more.
Well, I was trying to find someone to fight, but no one seems to want to actually fight.
Says, I'll fight you. He cracks his knuckles.
Well, I don't think that'd be a fair fight, Neil, especially for you.
He laughs.
And I kind of laugh, yeah.
He says, you know I'm a monk, right?
Well, do you want to make the square? Place bets?
He thinks for a moment. He says, what were you thinking? What are we betting?
100 gold.
Oh, intriguing.
Gold.
He
Yes.
pulls out a gold bar as well. He says, I might be up for that. We're just going to fight here in the middle of the night are we just going to fight here off by ourselves? How are we going to do this?
Of course not. Let's make a show of it. There's still people by the fires.
We're just going to go fight in the middle of the camp.
Yeah, why not?
He says, you bringing weapons or are we fist fighting?
You know you'd beat me in a fist fight. Let's make it look like an actual fight, but the last moment we'll pull our punches.
He says, and what are you using exactly? What sort of weapon?
I'll use this, and I kind of manifest this dark mist into my, in my hands, and I pull out a big maul.
Oh, what's that?
This is just something I made quite recently using magic.
Neat. Yeah, sure. I'll fight you with them all. I'll use my fists. They'll beat you. He says, and I'll take your 100 gold piece bar. So you guys are gonna go spar in the middle of camp?
Yeah.
All right. So I don't really want to do an actual fight right here, just because it would take a lot of time. Why don't we do 3 attack rolls for each of you, and
Okay.
whoever gets the highest with the 3 wins. We'll say it's more of a spar than a straight up fight.
All right. Cool. All right. So 3 attack rolls.
Yeah.
All
I gotta go find Neil's sheet.
Do you want me to roll them back to back? Just have them.
Hang on, let me get his sheet first.
Okay.
Where's Neil? There he is. Alright, give me your first attack.
I mean, so one thing I would do is I would put Spirit Shroud on, so that, just saying. And then first attack would be...
We'll say this is more of like sparring than
Yeah.
actual powers. So like, we'll just go straight attacking. Unless that's what he would say. Let's just do sparring. If you're going to start using powers...
Bare knuckled, or is he wearing gloves?
That's fine.
Who,
All right.
Neil?
No
He's
powers.
just fighting bare knuckled. He doesn't have his
Okay.
gloves on.
No powers. So, a 10 for the first one.
Alright. Whew. All right, 13. So he manages to kind of knock you aside as you come at him swinging. He like ducks under and kicks you to the side, winning the first bout. Second bout.
All right. Yeah, man, I'm doing horrible.
Oh, once again he knocks you to the side. He says, "Doesn't look good for you, buddy. Third time's the charm."
Fucking hope so. All right. You want me to go again?
Because there's a bunch of go ahead, make your third. There's a bunch of like cheering, and a bunch of the warriors of the tribe are cheering Neil on. Oh, all right. So yeah, he you come at him, you almost get him, but he manages to trip you and then like sit on your back and say, "That's 3, pal."
God damn it. Okay.
He says, good fight though. Better luck next time." He helps you back up
And empties your pockets.
and empties your
Yeah.
pockets. Yeah,
Yeah.
takes your 100 gold bar.
All right.
He says, "Tell you what, next time we'll do an actual fight so you can use all your creepy little spells and stuff."
Yes, that's what makes me effective. I guess I hand over the bar.
I mean, technically, you had a higher attack than he did. You just rolled shitty.
I rolled shit.
Yeah. All right, so he takes the bar and nods and says, "Good sparring with you," and then kind of goes back to talk to some of the people who are like, "Yeah, good work, Neil." What do you want to do?
Fucking goes off and sulks.
Goes off and sulks. Give me a d20 roll.
Me?
Yeah.
Just a straight D20.
Yeah, I want to see something.
Cool. There you go. 10.
All right. So you kind of go off by yourself, leaving the group and everyone kind of going away from all the noise to maybe sulk a bit. When you hear something strange, like some strange noises coming from like more of the northern part of the camp.
I guess I'd investigate because I'm nosy as hell.
Alright, are you trying to be stealthy?
I'll try.
Give me a stealth check.
You will try.
And
Oof.
fail.
Alright, so give me an active perception.
Good thing I'm proficient. Yay.
So you hear some strange and almost what you think are maybe compromising noises, which immediately stop as you start getting closer.
Oh, do you mean like, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, like it immediately goes quiet as you start making some noise.
I leave.
All right, you're like, oh, sorry. Just walk away. You think it's coming from a tent up ahead. And actually, give me you roll pretty well. I'm gonna send you a whisper about something.
Okay.
Where's Sithro and Orc?
Yes. Yeah. Or who's in who at this point?
Hey-oh.
Yeah. I I figured. All right. It
All right.
sounded like it sounded. Their voices. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I keep that to myself, and I feel horrible because that's what Elric was trying to do.
All right. Anything else going on? Otherwise, the night is probably going to pass. And this would actually be the end of the campaign. We'd be going into the new campaign after this.
Oh, cool.
So this would be the end of the Trouble at Chaur campaign. And you guys would level up to 8.
Oh my god.
Lou,
Cool.
when All right, so I didn't realize the end of the campaign was that quick. When did you want to do that side quest?
Probably at some point in the future.
Okay.
We'd have to figure it out because when the thing in Chaur happened, it kind of threw off the opportunity to do downtime stuff since you guys became criminals. So we'd have to work it in somewhere.
Plus, once we're like in Isik, I assume it's not going to be easy to just kind of, uproot from there.
I mean, it can be a side quest that might be near Isik to at least get some starting clues as to what you want to do.
I don't even know what the hell we're doing. I don't...
Ophelia's kind of looking into her lineage,
Oh, okay.
right? I mean, didn't you discuss it with them?
Yep. Yeah. That like I was related to Rail.
Yeah, so there could be
History and part Raylan.
there could be some clues and side quests I can incorporate to Isik, but yeah, it might be too late for me to incorporate into the Chaur quests, just because the way things turned out, there wasn't as much downtime with the attack on what's his name, Blackwater. So yeah, we can incorporate that into the next campaign.
I
But
can't wait. What that's about.
yeah, so you guys would level up to 8 for the start of the new campaign. And yeah.
Can we take 10 while we level up? Take our 10 minutes?
Yeah, in fact, if you guys are okay with it, I was thinking of bowing out a little early just because, like I was saying, I don't feel great. I was thinking, yeah, we could do like the level up here and start the new campaign next time.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
good to
cool.
me.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a 10-minute break, there's only 5 minutes left anyway.
Right.
Is there? I thought I
Yeah.
only see. Oh yeah. Oh, you mean
Did
after
really
the break?
well. You
Yeah.
lasted most of the game. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I was actually enjoying a lot of the RP stuff, so I think that
Yeah,
helped
I was
me.
totally gonna like question like that guy a bit more, which is the only reason Rio was like kind of answering his questions with some details, because like I was curious about like the firefly magic and stuff. It's so similar to Ria.
Yeah. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say Ulrich had a horrible night. Like he got beat, he got his money taken, and the girl he was trying to woo was already getting effed by somebody
I don't know
else.
for sure that.
You don't know for sure.
For Eldwin, he's now behind the scenes just trying to think, how am I going to get that dagger now?
Right, especially if he binds it as a packed weapon.
Well, I mean, the mace was bound to me as well.
Yeah, you could just
What's that?
ask him.
Wait,
I don't know.
you had bound the mace?
I did, yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I didn't know that. That makes it. It was already strange how it.
On top of that,
Yeah.
Eldwin probably wishes he was nicer to Ulrich because he's been mean to him lately.
Lou, did you need to add your books in or anything? Because it's like glitching out for me pretty hard.
When I signed into the game tonight, it said compendium is not being shared.
What'd you say, Dylan?
Yeah, it's probably not being shared right now.
I said Eldwin
So
and
I can share it.
certain personal views are conflicting.
I know, yeah. But yeah, good game, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of here and go take me a shower. So.
Enjoy it.
All right, peace.
Later.
Peace.
Peace. All right, yeah, I'm sharing it.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I misunderstood pack weapons, but I didn't know that he had bound the mace as his packed weapon, because I don't think Ria could have lifted it if that had been the case. When Ria stole it.
She could have. I think he could have summoned it back though.
Interesting.
Which I don't know why he didn't, but
Wait, if you could have, what, the mace?
Yeah. Well, Elric just said that because I had mentioned like if he binds the dagger, it might be harder to take from him. And I was just speculating, but then he said he had found the mace as a packed weapon. So I guess I wouldn't have expected to have been able to be successful in stealing it, and even if I had, he could have summoned it back.
Yeah. Lou, you said you shared it now?
Yeah, it should be shared.
Okay. There we go. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, we can probably just incorporate your backstory request into the next chapter.
I'd rather do something other than going to Isik anyway.
Excuse me.
Although we have to figure out why like Sithral's people and Orchard's people would like come with us on the side quest.
Yeah.
I mean, they might just be doing their own thing.
Yeah, or Isik has a lot of undead to clear out.
Oh. Sweet, an extra 1d8 damage for every hit now.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Blessed strikes and 2 to my wisdom. I'll take that. And
Are you
whenever,
leveling up through Roll20 or?
yeah.
Okay.
Why is it getting rid of my cantrips?
That's the kind of stuff that I was running into where I had to build it in D&D Beyond and then pull it over because I
So
was missing out on a ton of stuff.
we're level 7, right?
8.
Level 8.
I've been playing as level 6. I thought we were level 6. When did we level up to 7? When did I miss it?
We
That's a good
leveled up
question.
on the
No, it's
2nd
been
of
pretty quick.
January.
Yeah, it's been a
Maybe it was one of the sessions I wasn't here and I never
Yeah.
realized.
It might have been. But yeah,
So you're level 8 now.
Because I just
You-
realized that you said 8 and I'm like, wait a minute. What?
At least it wasn't so long. At least it was only like 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
No wonder
whatever.
Eerie is so ineffective.
yeah, well, now you get 2 levels.
Yeehaw!
But yeah, it was a quick level up because it was part of starting the new campaign.
Lou, blessed strikes. It says this feature replaces the divine strike. So it gave, when I leveled up, it gave me potent spellcasting and blessed strikes. But it says this feature replaces divine strike or the potent spellcasting feature. Does that mean I shouldn't have potent spellcasting, or like if because I only get blessed strikes once per turn, that I would switch to potent spellcasting after?
It would replace one of them.
Yeah, it's a replacement feature. Some of the Tasha's stuff is additional features, but if it says replacement, it's specifically an either or.
So I don't get potent spellcasting then.
Not if you want Blessed Strikes, which I think is
Okay,
better
yeah.
personally. I always take Blessed
Yeah.
Strikes on my cleric.
Okay.
Get one or the other.
Just wanted to make sure because it gave me both, and I was like, wait, maybe I read that wrong.
Oh, who is the MVP? Do we even vote for it?
Oh shit! I
No.
didn't vote
I
for that.
voted.
All right. Well, we'll just You just don't have to get one this
Vote.
game. Or vote next time.
All right. Well, I leveled up. Finally hit 20 wisdom.
Yeah.
It's a good thing about going single class.
Yep.
Lou, I just sent you a MVP
I
vote
did as
on roll
well.
20.
All right, guys.
I
I'm off
said
for
you
the
did.
night. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
game.
Freeze.
Yeah,
All right,
see you
see
later.
you guys.
Yeah, I'm about to head out too. So, see you all later.
Good night.
Peace.
Right. Oh, Alwyn's MVP.
Oh, cool. All right, thanks.
Get your inspiration. I'll just use the 4 votes I got.
Figure out how to level up here. Thought there's something you click and it'll level up.
In what?
Oh, it's a little hammer. Okay. Hammer
Yeah, there's a
anvil.
button you click for
Oh,
leveling
icon.
up with roll 20.
And then our average for HP is 7.
It depends on your hit dice. So for you're a ranger, right?
Yes.
So that would be 6 plus con modifier. So maybe 7?